From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah presents. It's 2020, 24/7.
Every day, the field of Democratic candidates gets bigger and bigger. And this morning, it didn't just get bigger, it got louder.
Hi, I'm Bernie Sanders. I'm running for president. Our campaign is about taking on the powerful special interests that dominate our economic and political life. I'm talking about Wall Street, the health insurance companies, the drug companies, the fossil fuel industry, the military-industrial complex, the private prison industry, and the large multinational corporations.
Oh, damn. Yo, Bernie has entered the race. And did you hear his list of enemies? This guy doesn't mess around. Yeah, he didn't come to play. He was like, big banks, little banks, Tyra Banks, I'm shutting you all down. You're all going down. And you can tell that Bernie's serious about winning because he didn't rub his hair with a balloon before filming this video. He's serious now. He's in it. No balloon this time. We're going smooth. Now, if Bernie were to win the presidency, he would become the oldest American president ever. Yes, and I mean that literally. He was born a few months before George Washington. But don't let Bernie's age fool you. This guy is as feisty as ever. Just look at how he responded to Howard Schultz threatening the Democratic Party.
Howard Schultz has now said he would not run as an independent if the Democrats nominate a moderate.
Isn't that nice? Why is Howard Schultz on every television station in this country? Why are you quoting Howard Schultz? Because he's a billionaire.
Yo, I've missed Bernie so much. Are you kidding me? That was fine. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, isn't that nice? Because every other politician would respond to that answer in like a politician-y way. They'd be like, well, I believe Howard Schultz entering the race would be irresponsible. At this time, Bernie's just like, Howard Schultz can run for president of my ass. Of all the Democrats hoping to be president, the one whose positions have changed the most from what they used to be is arguably Kirsten Gillibrand. Before she was a senator, Gillibrand represented a conservative district in upstate New York. And even though that was a long time ago, she's still trying to make sure the slate is wiped clean for her 2020 run.
You said Trump's immigration positions are racist. Now, as you know, you were more conservative early on in your career on immigration. You said that you were a, quote, firm opponent of giving, quote, amnesty to illegal aliens, unquote. You said English should be, quote, the official language of the United States. You called for expediting deportation of undocumented immigrants. If Trump's immigration positions are racist, were they racist when you held some of those positions as well?
They certainly weren't empathetic, and they were not kind, and I did not think about suffering in other people's lives. And so I took the time. I went down to Brooklyn. I met with Nydia Velázquez, who's been a leader in fighting for families for a long time, and I listened. And I realized that things I had said were wrong.
To be fair, I get why Gillibrand had to say, I went to Brooklyn and I saw things in a different way. Because let's be honest, if she had said, yeah, my policies used to be racist, but then they changed, you know the headlines would just be Gillibrand admits racism. And Trump, he'd never let that go. He'd probably make it her new nickname. He'd be like, my opponent, Ku Klux Kirsten, is so racist, she's trying to steal the nomination from Native Americans like Elizabeth Warren. But this is not the first time that Gillibrand has apologized for her previous policy positions. Because you see, it turns out she also used to be very pro-gun.
As a congresswoman, Gillibrand used that family tradition of hunting to appeal to conservative voters in upstate New York. She boasted an A rating from the NRA.
So why the 180?
After I got appointed, I went down to Brooklyn to meet with families who had suffered from gun violence in their communities. And you immediately experience the feeling that I couldn't have been more wrong.
Okay, what's going on in Brooklyn? Like, every time Gillibrand goes to Brooklyn, she changes another position. I feel like they're gonna have to make a remix to that Jay-Z Alicia Keys song. It's gonna be like, now I'm out in Brooklyn, changed my mind on gun rights, used to hate illegals, now I fight the good fight. In New York, turns out all my past views were racist. There's something I'm changing. We've also gotten an announcement from one of the biggest names in politics, Elizabeth Warren. And she celebrated her announcement with a live Instagram chat from inside her kitchen.
Senator Elizabeth Warren becoming the biggest name in the Democratic field to signal she's running for president. Now looking to reintroduce herself to Democrats, connecting with supporters on Instagram.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to get me a beer. My husband, Bruce, is now in here. You want a beer?
No, I'll pass on the beer for now.
You sure? Okay, say hello to folks. Yes. So, this is my sweetie.
Hello.
He's the best. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
I'm glad you're here.
I don't always drink beer. But when I'm trying to look relatable, I do it on Instagram. That was an interesting choice, though, right? It really is an interesting choice from Warren, just drinking alone in her kitchen. I guess she wanted to start her campaign the same way Hillary ended hers, you know? There's an old African saying, if you keep quiet for long enough, you can hear a new Democrat joining the presidential race. Did you hear that? Another one just joined.
A brand new Democrat in the race for the White House. Former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke, the social media phenom who lost his race for the Senate last year, joined the growing field just moments ago. He's campaigning in Iowa today.
And we have something that almost no other country in the world has. We have the single greatest mechanism to call forth the genius of our fellow human beings. This democracy, more than 320 million people strong, can bring the ingenuity, the creativity, the resolve of an entire country.
Yes, that's right. Beto O'Rourke is officially in the race. And it's about time, because he's been teasing us for months. Yeah, he wouldn't say he was running, but he was on Oprah, he was on the cover of Vanity Fair, he released a documentary, but whenever we asked him if he was running, he'd answer like a coy Southern belle, I might, but a lady never tells. And I mean, obviously, we all saw this coming. This is the least surprising thing to happen since we found out Tucker Carlson said something racist. And a lot of people are wondering, why is Beto even running for president when he couldn't even beat Ted Cruz? I mean, he lost. I'm like, yeah, he lost. But he lost by a little bit, which is what people love. Yeah, it's like Rocky, or Cool Runnings, or Bad News Bears. You see, humans are weird. If you win easily, people hate you, right? Like Tom Brady. And if you lose by too much, we just think you suck. But if you lose by just a little bit, people are like, that's my guy. This year is special. Because we're not just hearing from candidates who make you say, who the hell is that? We're also hearing from candidates who make you say, remind me who that is again?
Former Housing Secretary Julian Castro kicked off his campaign for president in his hometown of San Antonio, Texas. Castro was mayor of San Antonio before he joined the Obama administration.
The American dream is not a sprint or even a marathon, but a relay. Together we will show that hope can be bigger than fear, that light can be bigger than darkness, and that truth can be bigger than lies. And as long as we work for it, tomorrow will always be better than today. So let's go work. Vámonos!
Is it just me, or does Castro sound like he went to the Obama School of Speech? Like, same cadence, same delivery. Maybe it is Obama. Like, maybe he just got fed up and he was like, screw it, I'll run again. Just give me my Hispanic mask and I'll do it. And they're like, sir, no one will fall for that. He's like, that's what you said about my birth certificate. Let's do it, come on.
Now,
Now to the 2020 race for president tonight. Make room for one more contender. Senator Cory Booker announcing his presidential bid today, joining the already crowded Democratic field.
I'm the only senator who goes home to a low-income inner-city community, the first community that took a chance on me.
Hermana, hola, ¿cómo está?
His neighbor cheering him on.
Okay, I don't know if I want Cory Booker to be president, but I do know I want that old woman to be the neighbor of the president. That is dope. They should just move her to an apartment outside the Oval Office. Every morning she should be like, Senor Trump, can you turn your TV down? It's too loud, my cats cannot sleep. Lo siento, abuela. Mi amigo Sean Hannity es muy loco. Now, if Cory wins, he obviously wouldn't be the first African-American president, but he would make history as the first president named Cory, which might be an even bigger achievement. Yeah. Cory is not the name of a president. Cory's the name of the hot guy in high school who now runs his dad's gas station. That's what that is. Although I will say, he's already got one advantage on Trump. He's windproof. That'll work. Of all the candidates in the race, the front runner right now is someone who isn't even running yet. The 76-year-old man with the 12-year-old teeth, Joe Biden. Now, currently, the former vice president is putting out feelers to see where he stands. And apparently the answer is too close to women.
Joe Biden on defense after a former Nevada state lawmaker said he made her feel uneasy during an interaction in 2014. Lucy Flores first made the allegation in an essay for The Cut on Friday, detailing the encounter with the former vice president at a campaign rally in Nevada as she ran for lieutenant governor.
Flores does not believe it was sexual, but she calls it inappropriate.
Very unexpectedly and out of nowhere, I feel Joe Biden put his hands on my shoulders, get up very close to me from behind, lean in, smell my hair, and then plant a slow kiss on the top of my head.
Like, honestly, smelling hair is one of the creepiest things you can do. It's on the list of creepy things. It's right after collecting doll parts and sneezing with your eyes open. Achoo. Sorry, allergies. Like, this is my thing. What is it with America's vice presidents, right? None of them are normal. One guy is smelling women's hair. The other one refuses to be near a woman without a chaperone. Isn't there a middle ground? There's no vice middle president, huh? There's nowhere between Me Too and Handmaid's Tale? No someone in between? But Biden isn't ready to give up, my friends. No. He's gently grabbing this scandal by the shoulders, and he's doing damage control.
I'm a tactile politician. I always have been. That's what gets me in trouble as well. But I think I can feel and taste what's going on.
Taste? Taste? We're tasting now, too? Who writes this guy's speeches? Hannibal Lecter? I've been all across this great country, and let me tell you, there's no one more delicious than Iowans. First things first, a lot of people are asking, how do you pronounce this guy's name? It's pronounced Pete. Oh, and as for his last name, we're still figuring that one out.
Pete Buttigieg.
South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg. I always say his name wrong. Buttigieg.
Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg.
Peter Buttigieg, the mayor of Indianapolis.
Best way to pronounce your last name.
Buttigieg, but around South Bend they just call me Mayor Pete, and that's fine with me.
Oh, thank God, Mayor Pete. We'll take Mayor Pete. We'll take Mayor Pete. Yeah, because people were really struggling with this one. It's not Buddha Edge, it's not Buddha J, and it's definitely not Butt Tag. It's Buttigieg. But now that we're on the same page on how to say his name, well, what has he done?
For a guy who's only 37, Pete Buttigieg boasts an impressive resume. First elected mayor of his hometown at age 29. A Harvard-educated Rhodes Scholar, as well as a lieutenant in the Navy Reserve.
Took an unpaid 7-month leave during his mayoral term for a deployment to Afghanistan.
Not only the first openly gay presidential candidate, he's also a newlywed.
Would be a president of firsts, the first to be elected in his 30s, the first millennial, the first openly gay commander-in-chief, and the first mayor.
This is the only chance you'll ever get to vote for a Maltese-American left-handed Episcopalian gay war veteran, Mayor Millennium.
I can see why people are impressed by Buttigieg, right? He has such a unique bio. He's a veteran, a Harvard graduate, and a Rhodes Scholar who's openly gay and also so young that if he served 2 terms as president, when he came out, he would still only be 46. Yeah, plus, he's a concert pianist and speaks 7 languages, including Norwegian, which he learned just so that he could read Norwegian books. Compare that to America's current president, who has read 0 books and is fluent in 0 languages. Now, if you're watching this going, Trevor, why are you only showing us the positive things about Pete Buttigieg? Because that's all we could find, all right? No, I'm being serious. There's no dirt on this guy, like nothing. Usually candidates have some skeletons somewhere, but even his skeletons are singing his praises. He gave me calcium for my bones.
The field of presidential hopefuls is a little more crowded tonight. Minnesota's Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar announcing her bid during a snowstorm in Minneapolis.
I stand before you as the granddaughter of an iron ore miner, as the first woman elected to the United States Senate from the state of Minnesota, to announce my candidacy for President of the United States.
Yay! Can we go home now? We can't feel our legs. Normally, this kind of campaign rollout would be considered a success. But unfortunately, her announcement was overshadowed by some other news.
All this comes amid a report that Klobuchar had such a bad reputation over treatment of staff that a number of potential staffers withdrew from consideration to manage her campaign.
Sources tell the HuffPost senior senator is, quote, habitually demeaning and prone to bursts of cruelty that make it difficult to work in her office for long.
Her anger left staffers in tears. She threw papers and sometimes even hurled objects. And one aide was accidentally hit with a flying binder.
Wow. Throwing binders at her employees? They need to legalize weed in her office. So, fresh after her announcements, the first obstacle to Senator Klobuchar's presidential run has already presented itself. How does she respond to the accusations? Well, not in the way you'd think.
I am tough. I push people, that is true. But my point is that I have high expectations for myself. I have high expectations for the people that work for me, and I have high expectations for this country.
Whoa, 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 whoa. She has high expectations for her stuff and for this country? Sounds like if she becomes president, she's gonna treat everyone in America like her stuff. She's gonna be calling random Americans at 6 in the morning. Hey, Brad, why aren't you at work yet? Oh, what? What? I'm sorry, Madam President. Oh, you're gonna be sorry. Then a binder just flies through the window. Are you ready for how frivolous some of the campaign trail is going to be? Like, I mean, you've seen now people are asking if people know how to eat fried chicken properly. And do people know how to eat corn? And, like, are you ready for that part of it? Do you think people still like that?
It's already happened, Trevor.
Yeah?
It already happened. So first of all, let me just say, I've never run for president of the United States before, so it's a new experience. And part of the new experience is all these people will follow when you go somewhere just to eat.
Yes.
And like, when I go somewhere to eat, it's because I'm hungry. And I really want to be able to eat. And you know, when you have been working for a long period of time and you're really hungry, you can get kind of primal. Like everybody back that you know went off. I'm hungry. And so I go into this place, and Rodney Scott is his name, and he's got in South Carolina. So South Carolina's got different kinds of regions, and based on the region, the barbecue sauce is different.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Vinegar-based versus like tomato-based versus mustard-based. Okay, so his is vinegar-based, and his restaurant is just, the food is amazing. So I'm standing in line, and there's like all this press over there, and I can hear this whispering by some of the press. What's she gonna order? What's she gonna order? Did she order meat, or did she just order like a salad, right? And I'm like, are you kidding me? First of all, why would that be a debatable or even a subject of discussion?
Right.
When we are dealing with massive issues in our country. We're dealing with the issues of massive inequality. We are dealing with the concern that we've got a president embarrassing us in Munich. We've got so many things to talk about.
Yes, but did you order the... Did you order the...
Pulled pork, man. I had pulled pork.
of all the candidates, there's only one I can see myself in.
I'm Andrew Yang, and I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020.
He's a successful businessman, and I don't know if it's the cut of his suits or the way he lights up a room, but there's just something about this guy that makes me want to vote for him based on zero research.
Okay, so you're Asian, you're running for president. What else is there to know?
My platform.